Hello and welcome here to round 15 of the Craftsman Cup series, coming to you at Old Spice High Endurance Raceway, the second road course on there. Like I says, if for those of you familiar with the old car, I'm just hearing like there's no sound at all, really. Quite odd that. Oh, there is sound there. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah. So that confused me there for a second. There was like no audio when the cars were coming out of the pits. But anyway, we're looking at Carson Gum. Yeah, if you are familiar with the old EA games, this track was a fantasy track, and someone has actually made it, and it looks rather nice actually. Yeah, the creator of this have done a great job building this track. So we're going to go for an onboard lap around Old Spice Raceway then with Craftsman Gum as he makes his way through the last turn. So there's 8 corners on this track. He comes across the start finish line to start his first lap. Then Bolty comes out just ahead. That might hamper him a little bit. So going then into turn 1. Might be a good place to overtake someone there. Turn 2, little tap on the brakes here for the hairpin. Turn 3, stay yourself up maybe. For this corner here, see Carson running a little bit wider, trying to use all of the racetrack. Turn 4 is a little bit flat out. Turn 5, a little dab on the brakes here. A couple of left-hand turns there. There's turn 6, and then a long turn 7, flat out, and the hairpin here at turn number 8. Another great place to overtake someone. Hopefully you can actually hear my voice there. The engines are pretty loud there. As yeah. Oh, and on the throttle goes Carson Gum, and that is a lap around Old Spice Raceway. I hope you all heard me that there. So the time there was a 45.917, and it only puts him in second place. So someone has obviously gone a little bit quicker than him because he may got held up there with the traffic here. 15 minutes of qualifying. There is Stefan Papiez. There's a whole list of car drivers out where they are. So we've got Papiez, followed by Carson Gum, followed by Dylan Pulte, Jesse Turner, Danny Wells, and there is the championship leader, Jeremy Tsakos. Second week in a row that he's held on to the points lead. As the rounds are starting to wind down just a bit there. And there's the guy ahead of them that's been leading the championship for many, many weeks, Christian Martin. There he is there in the number 12 at Penske Ford. He's actually now down to 3rd place in the championship now after his bit of a bad run at the end of Kentucky where he finished in 17th place, where pretty much the majority of the race, or the first half of the race, well, 2/3 of the race, he was up battling for the lead. However, though, he did lead the most laps last week. He earned himself another 5 points for that. Now it's Matt McLean. He's kind of fallen down the order here. Jeremy Tsakos, championship leader, 27th place though for him. Will possibly improve by half a second and goes into 13th place. Jesse Turner 23rd. Dylan Pulte is 21st. Danny Wells is 14th. And Matt McLean is 29th there. Not been a good race, a couple of races for Matt McLean when he's been in the top 10. Not good for him. Nathan Ormond, who had a strong race last week at Kentucky, finishing in 4th place. And so far, the Hendrick Motorsports driver is down in 15th place, trying to get a good draft from Cody Lammers in the 33 Oakwood Homes Chevrolet. And at the moment, Cody Lammers 46.028 is good enough so far for 38th place. Charles Sanford, there he is. In front of him is RJ Bishop. Charles is 30th place. RJ Bishop. Tough race for him at Kentucky. Was involved in the 2 cautions. The one back at lap 3 and the other second caution as well, where he got spun around. There's Trek Torga back in the Darrell Road Trips Victory Tour 2000 car. I do love that livery. I mean, to be fair, I do love over 2000 livery. I'm quite biased towards it. Anyway, Trek Torga is 4th fastest. No, take that back. He's 5th fastest. Someone has just beating his best time of a 45.516. It should be a good race. I hope it is. First time for these drivers out there, and then, you know, a lot of drivers have gave positive feedback on this on this track. They really do seem to enjoy it, especially coming to this part of the track right here, this bank right-hander where they can take it flat out, and how wide it is as well. As we're looking at Kyle Matthews closing in on the back of Seth Cole, that if you may remember back to the last road course that we raced on at Papyrus, that guy managed to win the race. So far, Seth is 26th place at the moment. Oh well, made that 27th place now. He really needs to get into gear here, because he is fallen way down in the championship points. Even though he's got a win to his name, it's not really been that successful for Seth after that, unfortunately. But a guy who's moving up in the right direction is this guy right here, the winner at Michigan 2 weeks ago, Ry Hayden, because he's nearly gone into the top. He's nearly grasping himself into the top 10 in the championship. Where is he currently standing? He's 4th place at the moment. So this 75 team is really grinding some momentum here coming into this track. And just ahead of him is the 3 of Brandon Ross, back in the Taz car. And right ahead of him is the 44 of Noah Cars. He's, you could say he's in a bit of championship contention, this Noah. Just trying to get it back on the hing. Where is he currently sitting in the standings at the moment? He fell down 2 places last week, so he's down to 6th place in the standings. He's only 95 points away from the leader. So one good race from Noah, and Jeremy has a bad race, and then again the championship is, well, the championship's already wide open as it is, with the exception of Christian Martin dominating in the early goings of the season, but not anymore now. He does seem quite vulnerable. James Qualls had a big drop in the points, fell down 7 places after his incident back on the lap 3. He's fell down to just about in the top 20. He's currently lying 19th in the standings. 9 points away from Wes McCall, who's sitting 18th, who we haven't seen so far. But so far, James Qualls has the 3rd fastest time, 45.501. And right ahead of him is Cole Diva, as Jamie Smith heads into the pits. Well, he's not heading into the pits, he's already in the pits. Halfway through the qualifying session, we don't know who's on pole position, but as I look there, Jamie Smith, there is Trent Dunham, the winner that broke Daniel Voil's heart a week ago at Kentucky. And that win has actually propelled him back into the top 10. Where is he sitting at the moment? Oh, dead last, 45.666. That's not a good number to have on your fastest time there, Trent. You need to go a bit quicker than that, my friend. And there's a load of columns there, lovely to see. Kyle Matthews in the pits, 29th fastest for Kyle. Cole Diva, there he is, a winner already this season, currently sitting 32nd. And then there is the heartache from a week ago. Daniel Voiles led his first laps in the CCS and nearly, you know, it could have been an underdog story for Daniel, but only just missing out on the win by finishing in 2nd place. But so far, he's sitting in 10th place though for the M&M's driver. Looking good at the moment, 45.522. 6 minutes to go until the end of qualifying. There was Nico Ketchum, driving the same livery that he nearly ran at Papyrus back at round 5. And ahead of him is his teammate, Diego Ospina, who is up into 5th place in the driver's standings, Diego. So far, 19th fastest though for the Rouse Racing driver. And Noah Hart, he's already a CCS winner in that incredible race at Daytona back at round 11, nearly a month ago. And unfortunately, he has the slowest time now, so 45.651. So Trent has gone quicker. Stephen Cole on, 22nd for the Kodiak driver. Kyle Matthews is back out again. And there is Chris Summers, who's actually gaining momentum. Might be a little bit too late though to be fighting for the championship, but he's up into 36th place. He's 26th fastest at the moment. 45.573 though for the Eel River racing driver. And ahead of him is Joshua Collard, who would know a thing or two about racing on road courses. But so far, the STP Pontiac is struggling at the minute. 35th fastest though for Joshua. And there's Wes McCall. He's slowly moving up through the field in the championship. He's 28th fastest now. Nick Gunther's also moving up in the driver's standards. He's nearly cracked the top 10. But he's 39th fastest though for the Square D driver. Less than 5 minutes to go to the end of qualifying. Jamie Smith, we did see him in the pits. He's back out again. Here's the guy that took the pole at Papyrus, but nowhere near the time. He's actually went quicker, but it's only good enough to go into 38th place. There's Stefan Papies. There's Zachary Fitzwater, a winner. And ahead of him is another guy that's also won a CCS race. Oh, and there you go. Zachary Fitzwater has the fastest time. 45.494 as Stefan Papies heads his tide forward into the pits. Matt McIntyre, followed by Levi McIntyre, who is 5th, and Michael Norman in 19th. And Michael's last in the championship now. So the Ultra Motorsports driver then really struggling in, I believe that makes his debut in the CCS. Next up here is Richard Johnson. It's been a really struggling season for Richard. He is currently 38th in the driver's standings. Really not going well. But doing okay in qualifying now. 12th fastest for him. And ahead of him is Sam Oskin, who's back into the top 10 from that Kentucky race. Currently sitting in 8th place. Currently sits 148 points back off the leader, Jeremy Tarkles. And there you go. Well, there you are. Sam Oskin has the 2nd fastest time. And just ahead of him, Nathan Hudson. Nathan is kind of fallen out of the top 10 at the moment. He's now 16th in the points. And he has the 8th fastest time, 45.519. Nearly 2.5 minutes to go until the end of qualifying. Into the pits goes Nathan. And there is Jessica Shelton, driving the special livery McDonald's car. Where is she in the qualifying? 26th place for her. And there is Brant Tedesco, down in 39th place in the driver's standings as Brandon. Not really good for the All-Star champion. But really in the middle of the field is Tedesco in 24th place. I think we've actually gone through all of the drivers there. There's a look at Dylan Poulty, who's sitting in 10th. Carson Gum 36th. He was the first car out. And Danny Wells sitting in 6th position. Where is the championship leader? Where is he at? Where is Jeremy Tarkles? Where about is he? Where is he currently sitting at the minute? Where is he? There he is. He's currently 21st, so he's bang on in the middle of the field. It's actually a very short start-finish line as well. It's just basically off of turn 8, that, isn't it? So the championship leader in 21st place. The guy that's 2nd in the championship, we saw Dylan Poulty. He's sitting 10th. Now, we saw Christian Martin there not long ago. Where is he currently sitting in qualifying? Where is he? We did see him. There he is. Where is he at the moment? 23rd. So, really, out of the top 4, Danny Wells is currently better in terms of qualifying. There he is in P6. About to be passed, though, by Carson Gum. And that's what I mean. That's what he made an overtake around the outside of Danny too. In fact, Danny heads into the pit lane. No, there's not going to be enough time anyway for Danny to come out and do another lap because there's only 15 seconds to go. So Danny will be good enough to be sitting in 6th place. Matt McLean, better qualifying for him, 18th place. Nathan Ormond is down in 39th. He's got some work to do. And he was another big mover in the championship standings. He's moved up just outside the top 20 as qualifying is over. And we will still see if Zachary Fitzwater will still hold on to the pole position in just a few seconds' time. These drivers will have time to do, well, this lap at least, I believe. Someone has actually gone into the pit lane. That is Trent Dunham. Cody Lammers is going to do his last lap. Anthony McCrory had a bit of a problem in Michigan a week ago, and he is 17th fastest there for him. And it's just right ahead of the 10 of Charles Sanford with Trick Torger and RJ Bishop. So qualifying should nearly be over. Yeah, about 20 seconds to go. We'll pause it about there, and that'll be the end of qualifying. So, yep, as it is, Zachary Fitzwater on the pole, and alongside him will be Samuel Oskin. James Quall's got his Robert Yates Racing Ford into third place, and Ry Hayden, a guy that is really moving up in the driver's standings. He will start on fourth. Levi McIntyre fifth, Danny Wells in sixth, Trick Torger seventh, Nathan Hudson eighth. So a whole barrage of fours from third to sixth. Third to eighth. Then you've got Kyle Matthews and Dylan Poteet second in the standings. He will start on the outside of row 5. Last week's heartache disappointment for Daniel Voiles, but still strong outing for him. He will start 11th, so good qualifying there for him. Richard Johnson, good qualifying as well for him too. He will start on 12th. Got a whole host of Pontiacs there as well. Voiles, Johnson and Sanford. And they got Nico Ketchum starting in 14th place. Noah Hart 15th. Jamie Smith 16th. Anthony McCrory will start 17th alongside Matt McLean, RJ Bishop and Michael Norman completing row 10. The championship leader then, Jeremy Tackles, will start on 21st place, and he'll be alongside Diego Ospina, who is also sitting in the top 10 in the driver's standings, as well as Christian Martin and Carson Gum. They will start together on row 12. Brandon Disco and Stephen Colon, a couple of Ford drivers on row 13. And then you've got Jessica Shelton and Jesse Turner, who had his best finish of the season last week, but he's going to be starting on the outside of row 14. Row 15 will consist of Chris Summers, a man that's actually been improving as of late, as well as Wes McCall. So that's an old Pontiac affair on that row. Matt McIntyre in 31st. Seth Cole, the winner of Papyrus at the last row course, starting quite badly in the field there in 32nd. Cody Lammers and Cole Deaver, Seth Cole's teammate, will make up row 17. Row 18 will be Noah Cars. That's a bad thing for Noah. Sitting, I believe, 6th in the points. And he's going to be starting on 35th place alongside his teammate, Joshua Collard. Brandon Ross, 37th. Dylan Young, 38th. Stephen Papiers, Nathan Ormond will make up row... row 20. And then on the final row, Nick Gunther and Trent Dunham, the winner at Kentucky last week. He's going to be starting shotgun from the field. So that is it. That is the end of qualifying. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm hoping tomorrow is going to be a fun race around Old Spice. It's a new track on the CCS calendar, brand new track. So we don't know what the racing is going to be like. Hopefully it's going to be as exciting as what it was at Papyrus. So until then, we'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, give this qualifying session a like, a thumbs up, and also I'll leave a link to the CCS Discord group as well in the description. Hope you enjoy for that and join us in the Discord group. But until then, we'll see you tomorrow for the race itself at Old Spice.